Good morning, everyone. It's Bertus here from Montevue. This morning, I want to invite you to take a stroll with me on a hiking trail through Montevue Nature Farm. We're going to do a bit of a nature walk, see if we can find any interesting animals or at least their tracks, see if we can identify them, and maybe also have a look at an interesting plant or two that we find along the way. So you can see in the sign here behind me, Dead Man's Pass. This is a very steep mountain pass around the farm here. It's about a 6 kilometer circle route that we're going to do today. So let me quickly show you. Right, so this is a map of the farm. Currently I'm here at the wood cabin, our main cabin here. So we're going to hike up around the mountain here along Dead Man's Pass. And right in here in the kloof, which we call Kudus Kloof, we're going to start hiking back all the way around past Kalbasdam and on the accommodation blue route again past the White House until we reach the wood cabin. It's about 6.5 or so kilometers. Not very far, but you can see it's quite a steep incline. And on the back of this mountain, there aren't any accommodation sites, so it's just us and nature, right? Let's see what we can find. And right down there you will find Verbyrijdam, Montevue's wild camping spot. Alright, so this morning we're doing a small nature walk here at Montevue Nature Farm. Just following the jeep track basically. You don't see a lot of tracks here because it's been after rain, so it's a bit hard. But I did find something you can have a look at. So you can see two little tracks here. I already know what this is, but let's just make sure for interest's sake. So what you want to do is, when you see a track like this in the veld, you try and measure it. This will help with identification. So we see it's about 8 centimeters from the point to the tip. Now in a moment I'm going to look at my field guide and see if I can identify the tracks. But just from looking at the shape, it's pretty evident that this is probably a baboon. You can see this is his front paw. You can see the 4 fingers there, the palm over there, and just a very slight imprint of the thumb. And this is the other one here, right next to it. Right, so I'm going to have a look at the track guide, and then we're going to see if it is indeed a baboon. You can't see it, but we found some of the baboons sitting there and making some noise. Also, we found another track. It's quite fresh, so I'm going to measure it. So about 4.5 centimeters. You can see it's pretty pointed, so it shows it's a small antelope species. And we can go verify this in the guide. but I suspect this is a duiker, common duiker or a grey duiker. A duiker is one of the smallest antelope species in southern Africa. So let's continue and see if we find another track or two. Here we can see this is the same one. So again, about 4.5, maybe a little bit more. Not very far from this, you can also see some more baboon tracks. The thumb, fingers there in the palm, and another one over there. So this is the road that the baboons and maybe a few elusive game species like the duiker use on almost daily basis to go look for food and water. And then afterwards they return to the more untouched areas of the property and neighboring properties, where they spend their evenings in the hills and mountains. Right, so the other animal track that we discovered is that of the chacma baboon. If you look at the tracks, you will see it's very similar to the one that we found. This one is the front left hand. The one that we found was the front right hand. You can see looks almost identical. And to double check it, you can also look at how big it is. So you can see the front one is about 7.5 centimeters, which is very close to the track that we also found on the trail. So it's definitely a positive identification of the chacma baboon. Right, so let's have a look and see if we can discover the tracks that we had tried to identify on our hiking. So the one animal that we thought we came across, or the tracks at least, is the common duiker. So we measured the footprints in, as you've seen in the video, at about 4.5 to 5 centimeters. So if we look at the tracks of the duiker, this is what it looks like. The shape is about the same, although if you look at that one, it looks a little bit different. But this is the telltale sign. So we can see here that the duiker is about 3.8 centimeters. The one that we found was about 4.5, a little bit more, close to 5 centimeters. So that shows it's probably not a duiker. So the only other antelope in the area is the mountain reedbuck, the ribbok. So let's see if we can, if you look at the tracks, also looks about the same type of shape from the little bit that we could actually identify. And you can see 4.8 centimeters. So from looking at this, I think the chance of it being a ribbok track is much closer than the duiker. So this is the animal that we just missed, probably by a few hours or something. Still walking. Right, so we're almost finished with our hiking trip. A little nature walk that we're doing. I just want to show this beautiful yellow bushes that you see here. So let's see If you can guess the name of this, if I break off a little branch of it. Look at the white drops that come out here. It's just like milk. And that's why this one is called the milkbush. The specific species common name is the yellow milkbush because of the yellow flowers that you see here. It doesn't usually look like this. It's only the specific time of the year, in the winter, when this comes out. And you see the beautiful yellow milk bushes. So what's interesting about this is that usually it's not an edible plant. The antelope species or other animals won't eat this, except this specific time of the year, where you will see that sometimes for some bushes it won't have the top bits, because this little flower tips are actually edible and the animals will eat them. So only the tips, the rest poisonous. So another interesting thing about the milk is that the people of old, they use that as a treatment for warts. So if you have warts on your fingers, you can just apply the milk to it once a day and then it will clear right up. Never, when you touch this, touch your eyes, because it will burn like hell because of the poison problem. Right, so that's the yellow milkbush, one of the interesting species here at Montevue. Right, so that's the end of our hiking trail. The hiking trail, the 6-kilometer circle route, takes about an hour, maybe slightly more. Took us almost 2 hours, but we stopped along the way as well. It's a beautiful circle route all around the mountain. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it very much if you can come and hike with us again. Thanks for watching this video. And please remember to like and subscribe to help us make more videos. And please tell us what type of videos you would like to see more of. This is Bertus here from Montevue Nature Farm. I'll see you again.